I was a totally straight guy, but my parents tied me up, threw me into another man's bed, and forced me to become a CEO's husband. But after 2 years of marriage, we still hadn't even touched each other. He thought I wasn't wild or spicy enough, so he barely acknowledged me. What he didn't know was that my obedient housewife act was completely fake. At home, I was the perfect devoted spouse. But at the club, I let loose, drinking, dancing, and partying with all the girls. Before going home, I'd even buy a durian to cover the smell of alcohol. Honey, are you hungry? I can cook for you. Stop bothering me. All you ever do is cook and clean. You're boring as hell. Not long ago, the Shen family went bankrupt, so Shenjuo's parents sent him straight into Zhou Li's bed. After they slept together, Zhou Li was forced to agree to the marriage. He treated Shenjuo coldly and mocked him as a gold digger who lived off his family and had zero personality. In my previous life, I loved extreme sports so much that I accidentally parachuted straight into a volcano. That was how I ended up inside a novel as the pathetic pushover, Shenjuo. Honey, are you coming home tonight? You may have married me, but don't ever dream of having me. You're not worthy. I wanted to knock this narcissist out with one punch, but the system had promised me a massive reward. So I played the timid little husband and endured his insults every day. According to the plot, Zhou Li would die in 2 months. Then, I could return to my own world and collect 10 billion. Whenever Zhou Li left the house, it was finally time for me to go wild. Zhou Li is such a freaking idiot. I backflipped onto the couch and sprawled out with none of my usual reserved act. Then I casually lit a cigarette and picked up my phone. Boss, get that 82 Lafite I ordered last time ready. The moment I arrived at the club, my gorgeous face made me the center of attention. Creepy older guys kept hitting on me and offering me drinks. But I wasn't easy prey. I either cursed them out or flipped them over my shoulder. As one guy after another went down, the crowd erupted in cheers and Zhou Li noticed everything. Now I get it. No wonder you hate Shenjuo. That's your type. Shenjuo always looks so pitiful. He's nowhere near as fun as that guy. He's definitely hot. You dare go ask for his number? I had my back to Zhou Li and was drinking alone after chasing off another creep. Before long, Zhou Li walked over and put a hand on my shoulder. Still angry, I didn't even turn around before flipping the person behind me head first. Zhou Li hit the floor and cursed furiously. Are you insane? Get your foot off me. I'm counting to 3. The moment I heard Zhou Li's voice, my mind went blank. I dropped him and took off running. He chased after me, shouting through clenched teeth. You little punk! Get back here! I'm gonna skin you alive! But I used to be an extreme sports junkie who could rock climb and do parkour in my sleep. I quickly left Zhou Li in the dust and he eventually gave up. Spicy little thing, I like it. That evening, I came home carrying groceries. Zhou Li narrowed his eyes, looking terrifyingly cold. Where did you go? His tone seriously pissed me off, but I still had to act like the timid pushover everyone expected. I went grocery shopping. Does the Zhou family have no servants? Why would you need to shop? Were you trying to complain to my father that I mistreat you? I had no idea how to explain it to him. I've never complained to your father. Then how did he know I never come home for dinner? Why did he suddenly order me to come back tonight? Zhou Li stood up. He was nearly 6'3", and his presence was overwhelming. His features were ridiculously handsome, with a wild, arrogant look. Honestly, he really was hot. Too bad he was a total jerk. Hearing him, I pressed my lips together and put on my best fragile, innocent act. I don't know. Maybe one of the servants told him. Zhou Li grabbed my chin and sneered. You're pretty good at making excuses. You only married me for money, didn't you? Listen carefully. I don't like you. If you're so desperate to cling to the Zhou family, go find my father. I didn't marry you for money. Shut up! His grip on my chin was shockingly strong. My eyelashes trembled, and tiny beads of sweat formed on the tip of my nose. Zhou Li suddenly froze, and his ears slowly turned red. A moment later, he finally shoved me away. Get lost, clean yourself up. You're coming to a party with me later. I froze. Didn't he hate me? Why would he take me to a party? Could it be, what are you staring at? If that old man hadn't frozen my cards, you think I'd want to bring you? Zhou Li went into the bathroom to wash his face, but the moment he raised his hand, he frowned. Why does my hand smell like alcohol? That hand had just been gripping my chin, so the smell was probably from me. But the thought quickly disappeared. Zhou Li couldn't imagine me drinking, so he assumed the smell came from himself. In the living room, I sat on the couch, happily flipping through a book. When I looked up, Zhou Li was suddenly standing right in front of me, scaring the life out of me. You actually read the Tao Te Ching? That's weird, let me see it. I quickly slammed the book shut. After all, I had hidden a comic inside called The CEO and His Little Husband. Seeing how suspicious I was acting only made Zhou Li more curious. I'll say it one more time. Give me the book. I shook my head, hid it behind my back, and tried to run, but Zhou Li pinned me down and glared at me from above. Hand it over. Don't make me ask a third time. Little Cloud, hurry! Write me a love letter and slip it inside. Say I've secretly loved him since college. You got it. When I stayed silent, Zhou Li simply grabbed the book. A piece of paper immediately fluttered out. I knew it. You really were hiding something. He slowly picked up the paper and unfolded it with a smug look. Why are you so nervous? Is it something embarrassing? I had already prepared an explanation about secretly loving him since college. Shenjuo and Zhou Li had attended the same university. Once, when Shenjuo was being bullied, Zhou Li casually stepped in to help. From that day on, Shenjuo fell for him. I could barely keep the blush on my face when I noticed Zhou Li had gone completely silent. I looked up and found his expression impossible to read. Little Cloud, what exactly did you write? Something feels seriously wrong. Before Little Cloud could answer, Zhou Li turned the letter around with a blank expression. Written across it were the words, Zhou Li's pecs are so huge, I want to snuggle them. Zhou Li is the manliest man alive, the ultimate alpha rooster. Zhou Li was born to be my husband and the king of all kings. Zhou Li, kiss, 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 kiss. At the bottom, Shenjuo was written in huge letters beside an awful-looking heart. Shenjuo, I need an explanation. Little Cloud, what the hell did you write? Who writes a love letter like that? It was my first time. I just borrowed some ideas. Zhou Li's eyes moved back and forth between me and the letter. He couldn't connect those ridiculous words with the timid person standing in front of him. My college roommate wrote it. That was what I said, but anyone could tell I was lying from my shaking fingers and trembling voice. I immediately bolted, leaving Zhou Li frozen in place. Could Shenjuo have married me for something other than money? The party was packed with major figures from the business world. Apparently an invitation alone cost over $1 million. Faced with an event this exclusive, I naturally felt nervous and obediently followed Zhou Li's parents. Xu Ying didn't want anyone knowing I was her son-in-law, so while Zhou Jianhua was talking to someone else, she snapped at me. "Get out of my sight and go entertain yourself." I pressed my lips together and quietly walked to a corner. Upstairs, Zhou Li was drinking but seemed strangely distracted, his eyes wandering across the floor below. "Zhou, what's wrong with you today? What are you looking at?" Zhou Li was about to say it was nothing when he saw his mother drive me away. He should have felt satisfied, but for some reason, seeing me sitting alone in the darkest corner stirred a strange feeling inside him. "Zhou, your husband looks pretty lonely sitting over there by himself. Why should I feel sorry for him? He married into a rich family for money. He deserves it." That was what he said, but when his eyes passed over my lonely figure, his brows unconsciously tightened. What he didn't know was that I was happily sneaking food in the corner. "Little Cloud, you're amazing. You spotted the best food right away." Little Cloud was scanning the area like a security guard. "Just keep eating, no one will notice." "This is delicious. Little Cloud, you should try some too." Just then I felt someone staring intensely at me. I turned and saw a young rich kid dressed head to toe in designer clothes, glaring at me with bloodshot eyes. 2 lackeys stood behind him. Little Cloud excitedly spoke up. "The first plot event is here. That guy is Bai Lexuan. In the novel, he's been secretly in love with Zhou Li for 3 years, but you stole him away. So tonight he plans to get you drunk, make you sleep with someone else, and then call Zhou Li over to catch you cheating." Wow, what a painfully cliche plot. "Hey, completing the mission gets you a $10,000 bonus. Get ready." The moment Little Cloud finished, Bai Lexuan approached with his 2 lackeys and threw an arm around me. "You must be Shen Zhuo. Nice to meet you. Come on, let's grab a drink." My instincts told me to fight back, but the 3 of them completely surrounded me. So I obediently followed them into a private room. The second we entered, Bai Lexuan ordered his men to pin down my arms. "Let go of me, what are you doing?" I struggled hard, my messy hair clinging to my pale cheeks and the corners of my eyes turning red. The 2 men holding me were instantly stunned and loosened their grip without realizing it. "What are you staring at? Did his face seduce you too?" "Relax. Once he's drunk, you'll both get your turn." Bai Lexuan picked up a glass of hard liquor and grabbed my chin. "Open your mouth!" "No, get that away from me!" Bai Lexuan sneered and tightened his grip, desperately trying to force the drink into my mouth. He expected a struggle, but somehow the entire glass disappeared instantly. Looking at the suddenly empty glass, he froze in confusion. Was that my imagination? Why did Shen Zhuo look excited? Whatever. Bai Lexuan waited eagerly for my reaction, but after a while I still showed no signs of being drunk. He frowned. "You seriously don't feel anything?" I licked my lips and replied, still wanting more. "This stuff isn't strong enough." Everyone was stunned. The bottles they had mixed were all high proof, and together they burned like fire going down. "Damn it, how dare you mock me!" Bai Lexuan grabbed an entire bottle and forced my mouth open again. "Drink it, now!" Only 10 seconds later, I had finished the whole bottle. My ears hadn't even turned red. "Boss, could you make your plan any more obvious?" I was craving a drink and you delivered it straight to me. You can't blame me for this. The people watching were completely blown away and couldn't help reacting. That's incredible, you're drinking hard liquor like it's water." Bai Lexuan's face twisted with rage. "What's so incredible? Damn it, are these bottles fake?" He took a suspicious sip and the other 2 curiously picked up their glasses. Meanwhile, Zhang smiled and asked Zhou Li, "Zhou, why'd you stop drinking? Don't like the liquor here?" Zhou Li snapped back to reality and frowned. Even he couldn't explain why the image of me sitting alone in the corner wouldn't leave his mind. "Don't tell me you're worried about your lonely husband. Why do you care so much about Shen Zhuo? You keep bringing him up." I don't. You're the one acting weird today. You'd better not get any ideas about Shen Zhuo. Gold diggers like him disgust me." After saying that, Zhou Li suddenly remembered something. "By the way, did you find the guy from that night?" "Not yet. But he moved like someone with professional training. I'm still asking around the extreme sports community." Just then, Zhou Li received a message. He frowned when he saw it. His father said no one could find Shen Zhuo. What a pain. Although he complained, he immediately stood up to look for me. He grabbed a server and demanded to know where I was. The server acted nervous and hesitant, so Zhou Li instantly sensed something was wrong. He strode toward the private room and kicked the door open. Inside, I had 1 foot on a chair and was shouting, "Brothers for life! 5 fingers high! 3 stars shine! 666! You lost! Drink up!" "Boss, bad news. Zhou Li is at the door." "Huh? Got it." The moment I finished speaking, I dropped to the floor at lightning speed. Bai Lexuan grinned. "Keep going! Another round! Wait, where's Shen Zhuo?" Everyone looked down and found me lying quietly on the floor. "Bai Lexuan, I've never done anything to you. Why did you force me to drink so much?" "What are you talking about? Come on, get up, let's keep drinking." "What are you doing?" Because I had been standing toward the back, I dropped down the second Zhou Li kicked open the door, so he never saw how wild I'd been acting. "Honey, save me!" Bai Lexuan instantly sobered up, his legs trembling in fear. "Zizhou, why are you here?" Little Cloud looked just as confused. In the original novel, Zhou Li completely ignored Shen Zhuo's disappearance, but this time he stormed into the room, knocked everyone down in seconds, and lifted me into his arms. "Bai Lexuan, what did you do to him?" "No, Zhou, you don't understand. Shen Zhuo is completely fake. He acts weak, but he can drink like crazy. He was playing drinking games with us just now. Who knows how many clubs he's been to, or how many men he slept with." "Bai Lexuan, what are you talking about? I was sitting alone when you dragged me into this room and forced alcohol down my throat." "I'll deal with you later." Zhou Li clearly didn't believe Bai Lexuan. He tightened his arms around me and carried me out. Then, where Zhou Li couldn't see, I looked back at Bai Lexuan and silently mouthed with a grin, "Idiot." Once we got into the car, Zhou Li immediately turned and started yelling at me. "He told you to follow him, so you just went? Are you stupid?" "I'm sorry." "Is 'I'm sorry' the only thing you know how to say?" Seeing me still acting timid made Zhou Li incredibly irritated. Then he took a deep breath. After all, Bai Lexuan had only targeted me because of him. When I stayed silent, he hesitated before speaking. "Does your stomach still hurt? We'll be at the hospital soon." I didn't hear him at all. I was busy figuring out how to complete the first mission and collect the system's $10,000 reward. Zhou Li's expression darkened when I ignored him. It was the first time he had shown me any kindness, yet I didn't respond. Zhou Li ordered the driver to pull over, turned me toward him, and grabbed my chin. "Did you suddenly go mute?" His grip was a little too strong, making me instinctively open my mouth. Zhou Li suddenly noticed something near the back of my tongue. "Open wider. What's on your tongue?" Cold sweat instantly covered me, and I quickly shut my mouth. "Nothing." Don't make me force you. Open your mouth. Julie's gaze sharpened and his grip on my chin tightened. Just as he was about to force my lips apart, I suddenly lifted my head, wrapped my arms around his neck, and kissed him.